guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Nancy from nancybadija.com and welcome to another episode of Etsy Shop Critique. Today I'm going to be doing a critique for the store called Handmade in Waco by Grace. So thank you, Grace, for letting me do a review of your shop. So I kind of wanted to start this video like I did on the last video and talk about something that is very important as a new seller or even people that have been selling for months now. Regardless whether you have 0 sales or 20 sales, you need to sign up for some type of software that will keep track of all your taxes, and therefore also when you make a payment. With Etsy, you have to make estimated payments, which are quarterly payments. So you have to make a payment 4 times a year versus as a regular job is 1 time a year. Because if not, you will get hit with a lot of penalties. My first year, I didn't know that, and I decided to wait to the last minute to do my taxes. I went to my local CPA, took all my receipts, took Etsy, how much I made, and so on, and I had to pay a lot of money in penalties. So I didn't want you guys to kind of go through that. It's something that a lot of people don't talk about, because either they don't understand it or they're scared to talk about it or they don't have it themselves set up. But I did want to include in this video anything that I recommend. I will leave the links below. I do highly recommend signing up for QuickBooks because it will keep track of everything in one place. And at the end of the year, when you do your taxes with your local CPA, all you do is take a printout or a downloadable file to them, and everything's nice and organized. So I highly recommend to check them out. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is photography. This is how I start all my Etsy critiques. And I did a audit on this listing right here. Now, my first impressions without reading what this is about, I was a little confused because I wasn't sure what I'm looking at. I wasn't sure if this was like a penny, but maybe has some type of decor on top of it. I wasn't sure if it's like a frame where you put like all these little circles in it. So what you want to think about it is this way. When someone looks at your photography online, when you have an online business, it's very different than when you shop in a department store. So when you go to a department store, you could browse, you could touch, you could hold it in your hands, you could feel the texture, you could see the size of it. So it's really a simple way to kind of say, okay, I want this or I don't want it. When you shop online, you can't do any of those things. I can't grab the product. I can't look at it close up. I can't touch it. So the only thing that the person has in order to make a purchase is the photo. Photo is everything that you have. And no matter how amazing your product is, if you don't have a good photo, that could be the determining factor whether the person is going to buy or not buy. You have to make sure that you take compelling photography of your product because it's critical to your success. And just keep in mind that a bad photo could prevent you from making a sale, no matter how amazing your product really is. Also, a bad photo could confuse the person, and they could look at an item and not sure what they're buying. That's how I felt. When I'm looking at this image here, I really don't know what I'm getting myself into or what I'm buying. The pictures also should be all the same size. So you have a picture that fills in the entire box, the first one. This one gets cut off, so you got this white space on the side. And then this one is like the first one. So just so it could be cohesive and you could have a nice cohesive look to your store. All the pictures should be the same. All of them should be the photography should be complementary of all the listings. It should have a nice flow. At the moment, it doesn't have that. My suggestion would be to work on photography. If this is a magnet, I would just have it on the refrigerator and take a picture that way. Because right now, I don't know what I'm buying, to be honest with you. And if the picture is not amazing, and on top of that, it's confusing, like I don't know what I'm buying, I'm not going to click on the picture to actually buy it. So think about it that way. And also, If you have an amazing picture, it doesn't matter like the pricing or the shipping costs or customer reviews. They're gonna click on the image because it got them enough. It got them enticed enough to want to know more about the product. Right now, I don't feel like your product has that. I would definitely work on um, maybe looking at other competitors that sell similar items like you, and look at competitors that sell a lot, and kind of see how they use pictures with something like this, like a home magnet. I would put it, I would style it, I would put it on maybe on top of a fridge, maybe somewhere that you could use it as a home decor, but that you're showcasing what exactly they're buying. Um, because at the moment, if I would just look at it this way, I'm not really sure what I'm buying. So you definitely have to work on your photography for sure. It's hard because it's not something that it's not my talent either. So when you're trying to do something and your talent is creating the item, but now you got to wear a lot of different hats. You got to learn how to do photography. You got to learn how to do SEO. You got to learn how to write a killer description. It's so many things to learn. So don't feel overwhelmed or don't feel like you're not going to get the hang of it, because we all go through it. I mean, I still go through it every day. Like I'll look at stuff in my shop and be like, man, I could improve that. And then I work on improving it. So I would just make sure that you work on it. Make sure you look at other competitors, kind of see how they're doing it. Make sure that your pictures, that you use all 10 available pictures if you can, that you show off the product in different angles, that you scale the size of the item in your photo, that you use subtle backgrounds. Don't use anything that will distract it. Make sure that the picture's cropped in a complimentary way. This is not complimentary here. And also make sure that your pictures are centered correctly and that they all look cohesive. I would use natural light. That's the best recommendation. And show it either being used, like put it in a refrigerator or wherever it goes, to kind of, so the person who's looking at it knows exactly what they're buying. So what you want is that not only do you want an amazing photo of it, you also want that when somebody looks at that photo, they know exactly what they're buying. And that's it. Before they read the list and description or read the keywords, that they know exactly what they're buying. So that's my first suggestion. Secondly, would be working on SEO. So SEO, as you might know already, is search engine optimization. And that's how people find your page in the search results, whether it's Google, Bing, Yahoo, Xe search results. It doesn't matter. They all work the same. And there's different algorithms and there's different factors to play for Google to recognize what your page is about. So one of them is having your keywords in your title, putting as many keywords as you can. That's called an on-page SEO factor. Two would be having your main keyword in the meta description or on the top of your listing description, and then using the additional keywords throughout your listing description, and also using all 13 tags. Never use less than 13 tags because you want to maximize the opportunity of getting found. The more tags you use, the more people will go to your shop. So you want to make sure that if I could put 30 tags, I would use all 30 if Xe allowed me to. Unfortunately, you can only do 13, so use all 13. So the first thing I want to talk about is that you will need to do your SEO. If you look at your keywords, you will see that they are very high in competition. Now, the tool that I'm using is called Rank, and I will leave a link below. This is a free tool for Etsy sellers, so you don't have to pay anything for it. They do have a upgrade version of it. I don't pay for it. I use this one and it works fine for me. Now, with Rank is to pull the information from Xe.com. And as you can see, the keywords that you currently have are very high in competition. That means that there's a lot of other people using those keywords. So if you were to go to Xe, right, and you were to type in, let's go to Xe. Sorry, my internet is a little slow. So if you were to type in fridge magnets, which is one of the keywords you have, you will see that 56,277 other people are using that same keyword. So it's going to be very high. It's going to be very hard for you to rank organically for that keyword. And it's also going to be very hard for you to um, rank, even if you were to run an ad. The chances of you being on the first page of Etsy is going to be very hard. And on top of that, if you were to fall on the first page, your cost per click is going to be very high because there's so many other people competing for that keyword that they're going to charge you more. That's how Etsy makes money, and that's how Google works also. So they're going to charge you more money for that because there's a lot of people competing for that same keyword. So you definitely want to switch these because they're going to drive you little to no traffic. It's going to be extremely hard. Another thing you don't never want to do is use words that are too broad. When you use words like home or house or decor, when you search for something, you have to think about it this way. Like if I'm searching for something specific, I'm going to type in blue table lamp. But if I put blue, blue could be anything. It could be a blue refrigerator, a blue shoe. It could be a blue printer, a blue pen. So it's too broad. So therefore, you're not going to target your audience. Now you're targeting anybody. So when you do that, when you just target anyone, you really ain't going to make any sales. You have to target your audience. And the way that you target your audience is by using the keywords that they most likely will type in to find the magnet that they're looking for or whatever you're selling. So you definitely want to use their keyword tool. You could come up here and do it, or you could do it from the side right here. And you have to sometimes very tedious, a lot of work, a lot of grunt work, trying to find keywords that work for you. But you definitely have to start looking for them. So you could put like kitchen magnet. That's something that I would type in. It's more specific to what you sell versus just kitchen is too broad, or magnet is too broad. So combining them together is a better chance for you to find lower keywords that you will rank for and traffic target an audience specific to what you sell. So if you look at, because they're so competitive, this you can really see any in the first page here. So what you want to do is, if you find any listings that have like 7,000 to 6,000 or less, those are pretty good. Medium competition. You also want to stick with the ones that are low competition because those are the ones that are going to drive you more traffic. So something like this, like I'm not saying you have this, but if you have a map magnet, this will be a great one. If you have a bird magnet, this will be another good one. I don't know about this one if it fits your category or not, super strong magnets. But you can always try it out and see if it does drive you traffic. And if it does, then you keep it. Because I had some that are kind of funky like that. I put it in, I'm like, it kind of goes, but it doesn't go. I use it, I get tons of traffic from it. I'm like, oh, I'm keeping it. So sometimes it does work for your favor. But you won't know until you put it in. And it's like trial and fail, trial and fail. You try it out, kind of see which ones work for you, which ones don't. So alphabet magnets, if you have any of those, that will fit. Chick magnet, letter. So you see how we're finding some at least. Skull so you have to kind of look through these. Now, my best recommendation for anybody that wants to do a project or start selling stuff online, the first thing you should do is do the search of whatever you're selling to see if there's a demand for that market. To see if it's a new market, if it's a growing market, if it's a mature market, like maybe it's not really growing and there's a lot of competition. It's important that you do the necessary research first to make sure that the market that you're getting yourself into, that you are going to be able to make money on. Because if you just create the item, put it up, and never did the search, this is what happens. You don't make sales, or you're not really sure if it's going to work out. So it's always better to check beforehand any project that you do. So if you decide to do a new magnet and you want to put something specifically on it, I would say research it first, see if there's any keywords available for it. See if there's room for you to make money with it, and if there is, then you create it. However, if it's super saturated market and everybody in the mama is doing it, the chances of you making money is going to be, really difficult. You're going to have to be spending a lot of money on advertising, whether it's through Etsy or Facebook, and sending traffic directly to your page. And even then, it's not guaranteed that people will buy, because the downside of Etsy is that if you send traffic directly to Etsy, to your page, that traffic could leave and go somewhere else, and somebody else will benefit from your sale, from you sending that person to their shop. So that's the only thing about that. So you want to make sure that you do the work beforehand. Before creating the product, you do the research of the SEO and see if there's a need for your item, and if it's not oversaturated, pretty much. But let's say you do this, right? You do all the keywords, you find some keywords you could work with. Maybe you didn't, so you had to go back up here and kind of play with it. Once you have the new keywords, you want to make sure that you use all 13 keywords. You didn't do that in your listing, you put 9. I would say, even if you had to take an educated guess and you didn't know what you were doing, use all 13 for the time being, until you know what you're doing, because you might get lucky and get like traffic from one. I've done it before, so I'm telling you, just do that. Never skip out and just be like, well, this is the only thing I could think of. Put all of them, and then as you learn more about SEO, you could go back and change them. Once you have all 13, you go back to your listing. You put the ones with low competition in the front, and then you put the ones with medium on the back. And that's just it's just an SEO factor. That's how they like it. They like the keywords that you have more potential to rank for. You want to put them in the front. It's just a factor for the algorithm, how they work when somebody finds your listing. You also want to use that same keyword, the main keyword, in here in your listing description. And this section right here, your first 160 characters, is going to show up as a meta description. And the meta description is what Google shows a potential buyer. So if somebody was to type in on Google, home suite magnet, this is what they show. They show the little tag, the little listing description you have right here is shown on Google, you see? So you want to make sure that your meta description, this is what the meta description is called, or this is what is called a meta description. It's this section right here. You want to make sure that it's enticing, that it's going to make that person want to click on your listing and go to your Etsy shop. So you want to make sure you include your keyword, which you did a good job, because you have it here and then you have it here. So you kind of want to do that, but with the new keywords, obviously, because the ones you have right now are not working. So you have to change the keywords. And then you want to write a really good writing, a good enticing, meta description that's going to make someone click on the link and make them want to buy your product. So that's the first thing you want to do. And then afterwards, you want to come on the bottom and you want to put all 13 tags on the bottom. I did check your categories earlier, and you did do them correctly. If you ever have not 100% sure, come in here. On Etsy Rank, you could click on category tool, and it's gonna tell you put in like the item that you're selling, and it will tell you where to categorize it at. It's important that not only do you have your SEO keywords correctly done, it's also important that your category is done correctly, because some people search for items in category versus by the tag. So make sure you have both of them covered. So now you did the pictures, you updated that, you did the listing, the keywords, you did all the SEO down here. The third thing is the listing description. So my videos are very repetitive, and it's only because these are the things that people have to change, and that is the most common thing that people don't really work on. The listing description is essential because it's what's going to convince a potential buyer to purchase from you. So the picture is what makes them click, right? The SEO, which is your keywords, is what made them found the picture to click on. But then the listing description, this section here, is what's going to convince them to buy from you. You have to make sure that you take the necessary time to describe your item and be as detailed as possible. You are trying to make this person buy from you. So you have to make sure that, you have all the important details, like everything that they need to know about that particular listing. So the description, what it's about, how to order, what size, what color, the shape, shipping, return policy, if you have any, cancellation policy, how to contact you. And also at the end, I will have a backlink to your shop. So a backlink, what you would do is you will go up here, you will copy this part right here. You don't need to put this section because that's ugly. So you just copy from here down, and you will put that link at the bottom of your page right here. So when the person finishes reading the listing description, they click there, versus when they click back, they might end up leaving your shop. So you don't want them to leave your shop. The rule is to keep them in the shop. The longer they stay looking at your items, the more potential you have of them buying a product from you. You want to make sure that you take the necessary time, like I said. It's going to help you when you do a really good listing description. It's going to help avoid any confusion. If they didn't read it and later on they open a case against your shop because they said, well, that was never explained to me, it's in there, so Etsy will have your back. However, if you don't have it explained correctly, Etsy might have you either give them a refund or whatever the problem is and not have your back because there's nothing in your shop proving otherwise. So it's going to benefit you as well. It's going to build credibility with buyers, and it's going to help you close out the sale. It's going to make them want to buy from you. But if I go to your shop and there's no details about it and I'm already confused as it is, I don't know what I'm buying and there's no details on it, the likelihood of me buying are going to be a little bit less. Also, because you are a new store and you don't have any sales, this is a great way to prove to people that you are a credible store, and to kind of build that trustworthiness, which is going above and beyond of explaining what they're buying, how it works, how long is the shipping process, how much it is, and everything and anything. A really good listing description has any question that potential buyer might have. So you definitely will have to work on that as well. Now, the next step is after you do your picture and you do your SEO and you do your really, really written in detail listing description, is the curation of your shop. And what that means is, do you offer a diverse selection of pricing? And you do. So that's really good. You have different pricing. Do you have your About Me section completed? And you do. I will add pictures. I will make it more intimate so people could know who you are, so they could build credibility with you. It does help when you say your story, how you got started. You did a really good job with your little bio. I think it's really written well, and you did a good job with your About Me section. I would just add additional pictures, maybe even a picture of you creating the items. Is really nice to showcase that side of you. It's crucial that you stand apart from everybody else. There's so many shops on Etsy. There's like millions of people doing the same thing as you. And what makes you different? What makes you special? What makes you stand out from all your competitors? And this is what is hard, because you have to like pay attention to everything. You can't overlook small details. You have to, create a branding look. Make sure everything's cohesive. Make sure that all your social media links are down here. You have 2 out of you gave me a Pinterest account, you don't have it here. Put it in there as well. Fill it out. Fill everything out. Make sure you have if you have a website, make sure you have it there. Make sure that, if you go and look at the most prominent stores out there, and I'm talking about stores that blow my store out the water, they just sell a lot, and their products might look similar to yours. And you're like, why they sell more than me? But if you look at the most prominent shops, They have amazing logos. And then in their logos, right, they have in their, I'm sorry, they're in their banners, they have their social media links, they have their website, they have their hours of operation, they have their email, how to contact them, they have coupon codes for discount, they collect emails. This is why they make the money that they make, because they took the time not to overlook. So I would definitely work. I mean, your banner is pretty, but I will work on getting a new banner. I will work on maybe getting something that complements your items more. I would work on making the colors more cohesive, everything matching the same style of colors. The wording is perfect because you do have the same text. However, can your banner look better? Of course it can. And can you have your social media links and your hours of operation and to create a branding cohesive look? Yes, you can. Because ultimately, you got to treat this like a real business. Just because it's online doesn't mean it's not a real business. You still have to pay taxes. You still have to um, do customer service. You still have to ship stuff. It is a real business. Just because you haven't had any sales doesn't mean anything. That could turn for you by tomorrow. So you definitely have to treat it like a real business from the beginning, not when you make money. Not you're going to spend more money now in the beginning before you make money. That's any business. Anybody will tell you that. So don't feel like, oh, when I start making money, I'll invest in it. No, invest in it now so you can start making money sooner and therefore also grow your brand. And once you grow your brand, I mean, if you want to make this as your full-time job, then you'll be able to do that. But you want to dress up your storefront. You want to make it look really nice. You want to have a cohesive look. You want to make sure that everything goes together. Like when I look at this picture and I was to see this picture in the search results, I know that, oh, that's from the same shop. It has the same style. That's what being cohesive is, and making sure that everything flows. I do like the fact that you have your picture is very pretty and professional. I would create a tagline a little longer than this. Specialty signs, that's what you have. I guess these are signs, I would say. Yeah, these are wall decor. So maybe these will be more like signs, but I would just definitely work a little bit more on your tagline. Um, but these are my pretty much my suggestions for your shop. Is just working on the SEO factor, working on your pictures, working on your listing description, and curating a brand, a cohesive look for your shop. Um, so let's go ahead and look at other items that you currently have that you sent over. So this is your Facebook. I do like the fact that it's cohesive. See how when I leave here your Etsy shop, I know that this is your Facebook. So that's important. Once you have the new banner and kind of like make your store look a little nicer with the banner, you will put the new banner here like you did. So everything will follow. It just will be with the new information. So you did a good job with that. Um, right here, you said click on the bio link. People, I hate to say it, but people don't read. People don't follow instructions. You have to make it as easy as possible. Someone's not going to know, oh, the bio's right here. You see? And is not bio, is the about me section. I've gotten people say, I was looking for the bio here and I couldn't find it because I'm reading it like this too. So you have to make sure that you say about me section. However, what I would do is I would just put the link right here. You could do a bit.ly link. So you copy this and you go to bit.ly.com. It's free. It also it's nice because it records how many times somebody clicks on the actual link, and it tells you how many clicks you got from it. So you go here, you press create, you do an account, but you press create, and it's going to shorten that link. So instead of you having this massive link, you put this one on Facebook. And it's really nice. And it doesn't look like spam also. So you will go in here and you will put the link, and that's going to, see, it's going to send them to your page. So what you could do is, if you want to use the image, let's say, because it's going to auto-populate an image, what you want to do is you upload your image first. So you click on photo, upload the image, you write the caption, and then you put the link. The caption should always have a call to action. You did that. Click the link in our bio. So you're telling the customer what to do. So you did an excellent job with that. But definitely every post, you should have the link. Don't never do it this way because people don't follow instructions. They get frustrated. They don't know how to find it, so they won't even click on it. Um, Make sure that you post on a consistent basis. And not only are you posting about what you're selling, but you're sharing your story, you're sharing who you are, how you got started, why you love this. Have different things for every day. So you could do Fridays, you could do Follow Me Friday. It's a popular hashtag. So you could have people follow you in Pinterest, other social media platforms. Monday could be Motivation Monday, so you could have a picture of you working. Tuesday could be Tuesday tip, and then you could have like, did you know, like a tip for the items that you make and how they could be useful for a gift or whatever. Make it fun. And then the thing about social media is being social. That's the key word, right? So when you post is liking other people's posts in your community, engaging with other people, um, and taking the time to like other people's stuff. That's the most important one, I feel, because sometimes people follow you and they like you and they want that in return, and that's engaging. That's why it's so important to do that in social, because a lot of people post about what they're selling and they never engage, and then they wonder why their brand is not growing or they're not gaining new followers, and that's mostly the reason why. Now I will say with Facebook, I have like a love and hate relationship with it. Facebook is great because 99% of people, when they're searching for a company, they use Facebook. So it's a must to have. However, I find it the most difficult to drive traffic unless I'm spending money, because Facebook only shows your posts to only like 10% of your followers. In your case, will be about 7 people out of your 23. And therefore, it's really hard for you to drive traffic unless you did a Facebook ad, or you did a Facebook boost, or you did a Facebook page like, which is when you have when you buy likes for your page. But it's really, really hard to grow organically the Facebook page unless you go viral, or you have high engagement. The more engagement you have, the more your stuff is shown to other people. So that's the benefit of engaging, but it does get tedious, to be honest. So I will still post every day on Facebook, but I will focus more on Pinterest and Instagram. They're like my top two for my Etsy stores and my Amazon stores. So at least you have Facebook and you're off to a really good start. So good job on that. Now your Instagram looks really cute. I like these actually, these pictures here. They're really pretty. I love your picture. You're very pretty. I like this picture here. It's so pretty. Is that from a trip? See, this is great. So, showcasing who you are and what you did. What I recommend, it's okay to showcase who you are. Just keep it cohesive with your brand. So if your colors are pink and white, never put a picture that's orange, even if it's like something you're sharing about yourself, because it throws off the cohesive look. So for instance, sometimes I mess up mine, but I really try not to. But this is my Instagram. If you want to follow me, I follow you back. I'll follow you regardless. But anyways, this is my Instagram account, and I try to like have a cohesive with the same colors. And this is like my anniversary, and I shared it with everybody. And I try to pick pictures that will blend well with my colors, um, because even like this is my newborn Jordan, and I even with his I did different colors to kind of like match it. But this is what I try to do because um like when he was born, I didn't have like any really like nice pictures. So what I did was I put this one in the front, that's his name, and then I put this one back here. And that's because I didn't want to put this one as my main picture. If I would have done that, it would have not been as cohesive. So this is why I put these pictures at the end. Oh, he's so cute, so little. He'll turn 4 months in 2 days. Oh, well, anyways, but that's what I did. So I put the main picture in the front, and then I put the other ones in the back. Sometimes you have to do stuff like that to kind of get creative with your Instagram. But just having a cohesive look, everything looks pretty, everything kind of goes together. But it is great that you're sharing about who you are. There's also a company called Linktree. I'll leave the link below. And it allows you to do, it's free. And you could do multiple links on your Instagram. So you could send traffic to different places like Etsy. One could go to your YouTube, or one could go to your Pinterest account. And that's a great way to grow your brand, because ultimately you want to take people that follow you on Instagram, and you want to send them to your Pinterest account so they could follow you there as well, and to your Facebook. So I highly recommend doing that, because then you could have different pages to direct them to different places. I do think that your Instagram is not that bad in my opinion. I just think that it just needs a little bit more of a cohesive look. Um, I also buy a lot of style stock images. I have these that I get that I buy. Well, not that one, but this one here. And I get it from this company. The link is here, and I will leave it also in this video. And she has beautiful, beautiful images for very low price. And those are really nice to kind of dress up your Instagram. They help me a lot because I'm not a photographer. So I would highly recommend using her. Always make sure that you use 30 tags on every post. The hashtags is what drives traffic to your Instagram account. So you want to make sure that you use all 13. Make sure that you write an enticing caption, and that you always have a call to action, like how you did here. Just click the link in bio. So that's really good, because you're telling them what to do. So always do that. So let's look at your other stuff. Oops, sorry, I open this stuff. Pinterest, I can't say enough things about it, good things about it. I love Pinterest. It actually works really, really well when it comes to an Etsy shop. This is my shop. I grew this to 252,000 monthly views in a matter of 90 days using a software called Tailwind app, and I'll leave the link below. And it's an automated software, so it pins my stuff automatically for me. I was originally doing it manually, but with a newborn and having so many things to do, it was like taking too much of my time. So I use Tailwind. It kind of does the same thing. It just does it automatically for me. So I just program it, and you could do months and months of scheduling, and you don't have to do it every day. And then you have more free time to work on your business and creating new products. But it basically pins everything for me from my shop, and it does it automatically for me for the best time for my targeted audience. When most people are active on my account, that's when it shows it to people. And I think the first month when I was using Pinterest, I was barely sending like 13 people to my Etsy shop. And for the month of July, it went up to 946 clicks. And for the month of now, in August, I have already gone over 1,000 clicks. So hopefully I'll finish like 1,500 clicks. So it does help. And my goal is to grow this to 1 million monthly views, with the hope that maybe I could drive like 5,000 clicks per month from Pinterest to my Etsy shop. So that'll be an additional case study later, but I highly recommend to do Pinterest. Make sure that you are pinning every single day. Make sure that you could use other people's pins. That's what I do. If you don't have enough pins because you don't have a lot of items in your shop, what you do is that you pin other people's pin. Just do 1/3 only. Pin more of your stuff than theirs, and do different boards. Like you could do one that says home decor, and you could do one that says kitchen decor, and then you could do another one that says room decor. And then you put the ones that go to the home decor. You could pin all your stuff in the home decor with other people's stuff. And then the one that says kitchen, you put all the magnets in there with other people's stuff, right? Other pins that you find online. And then with the room decor, then you pick the ones that you could put in room with other people, and then you create a whole bunch of different boards. That's what you need to do. And the more you do that, then you have more things to pin all the time. Just make sure that you only pin other people's very low, but your stuff should be the primary stuff. And then you put all your stuff in different boards, and then this will start growing. Instead of getting maybe one click to Pinterest once in a blue moon, you'll start getting like 200 clicks per month, 300, and it keeps going. The more you work on it, the more it will grow. So definitely work on that, because it is worth it. I just had a lady, if you go to my YouTube video, I think it's my Pinterest video. If it's not, it's another video that I talk about how to make money with Pinterest using affiliate links. I think it's one of those two. But she did that method, and she just told me today that it's working for her, and that she already started even making money through affiliate linking, which is something different, but it's kind of similar, like the same, you do the same thing with the pinning. So it does work. It just, you have to do it consistency. And that's why I started using the app I was talking to you about, because it helps me with my time management, because I don't have the time to do it all the time by myself. So just something to think about. I highly recommend that you start using them as well. And so hopefully these are my recommendations for your Etsy shop. Overall, you have beautiful products. I do think that they're nice, and they look like high quality. The only issue is just fixing those things that we talked about. And I think that that would do wonders in your shop. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you leave a comment below, Grace, if you have any questions, or anyone that's listening. And if it's your first time, Grace, in my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up, you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.